Show Me Showdown, round 2. The small school weekend here in Columbia, Missouri marches on. We're ready now for Game 3 of our 6 live games today here with the girls Class 1 State Championship Final. Welcome back inside the Mizzou Arena, everybody. I'm Corey Riggs, joined by Jim Powers. And Jimmy, you talk about star power in these sort of games. You talk about the visiting team on the scoreboard, the Eminence Red Wings. They have arguably one of the best point guards in Missouri, and Miss Williams over there.
Yeah, without a doubt. And she's one of the best players in all classes here in the state of Missouri. Kelsey Williams, over 20 points, average scoring. But the big thing with her is she runs the floor, and she's a general out there. She can assist, she can shoot from outside, and she just does a fantastic job. And she's not afraid to drive, get it to the basket, and attack. And that's the fun thing about watching Kelsey Williams. She's going to be in that discussion for Miss Basketball in 2012 here in the state of Missouri, and it's well-deserved. That's one of the reasons why Eminence is where they're at playing for a state championship.
Only difference, though, is on the other side of the ball, they've got a spectacular sophomore in Heather Harmon.
Yeah, Heather Harmon does a great job as well. Another one of those kids can knock down the three, can distribute, play great defense, and not afraid to get inside and mix it up with the bigs. And that's going to be the fun matchup. I'm anxious to see if they're going to go head-to-head. I know last week in the big schools, we saw some of the better players matching up and going head-to-head in the man-to-man sets. I would love to see Harder and Williams go at each other, playing a little bit of defense against each other. That would be a lot of fun to watch, my man.
I think we're going to watch a little bit of that today. Let's go ahead and take a look at the sketchbook, though, for the Eminence Red Wings, Jim, and tell us a little about this team.
Eminence comes in. They are the Red Wings, so we got to watch our hockey references during this game, Corey. Roll of 92 students. Jeff Williams is their coach, 75-30 in his coaching career. This is their first ever Final Four appearance for the Red Wings, and what a bigger stage to be on than right here, and especially this season coming in 28-1. They haven't lost since the tournament over at Walnut Grove, and guess who they lost to?
Let me think about it for a second.
That they're playing, Walnut Grove. So this is going to be a great matchup, and once again, they've reeled off some great wins, and they're very talented team. They're number 1 Class 1 in the coaches poll in the state of Missouri for a reason. That's because they do a lot of great things.
Their only loss, though, as Jim told you, coming at the hands of Walnut Grove in their own tournament. The only loss Jeff Williams and the Red Wings have suffered this year. Let's go ahead and step aside now, and Sophia had an opportunity to talk to Coach Williams just moments ago. Sophia?
Here with Eminence head coach Jeff Williams. Coach, coming off that semifinal, you needed a 3 to give you that 7-point cushion before things got comfortable and you came away to advance here to the state championship. What do you think went well for you in that semifinal?
The kids made some big shots. I mean, we got down 13 early. I told them to not give up, and they haven't. I mean, we've been in that situation before, and they made some big shots, and they made them at the end and just kind of separated herself.
Kelsey Williams, your daughter, you said a lot of things in your offense are going to go through her. What do you need to key a good game for her today?
Her just go out and relax and play. She's got good quickness. She jumps well, passes the ball well, so she just plays her game. The other kids know to be ready, and they'll fill their spots.
How do you feel you match up with Walnut Grove?
We match up real well, much better than the other night. I mean, my biggest kid's 5'8", so we had to guard a 6'1", which we've done throughout the year. We've been a couple times. We've beat Fordland and Clever, but this team's not as big, so I feel a little bit better about that.
All right. Any other keys for a good game here today, Coach?
Wish us luck.
All right. Well, good luck today, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't know that Jeff Williams needs a whole lot of luck, Jim, when you talk about a coach with a lot of talent, but I can't imagine the pride he must have going into this state final and knowing that he'll share the floor with his daughter, Kelsey, today for this.
It's a lot of fun with that, and especially in the small schools, Corey, you get a chance to see a lot of father and player, relationships. You get a chance to see that, and it's really neat. You kind of wonder if the coach pushes the son or daughter a little bit harder at practices. But the thing is, when you get to this stage and you get to the state championship, it's awesome that you're able to share it with family and friends, and especially when it's a father coaching his daughter, just like Jeff Williams coaching Kelsey Williams, and that makes it really neat. And this could be a very memorable day for the Williams family here at Mizzou Arena.
Could get very emotional over on the bench if they have the opportunity to hoist a state championship trophy. Well, you're talking about about families. You can't talk about family in Walnut Grove without talking about the Harmons. Let's go ahead and take a look at the sketchbook on the Walnut Grove Lady Tigers, Jim.
They are the Lady Tigers. They enrollment 95 students. Rory Henry, their head coach, 73 and 15. They've been here twice. They won it back in 2007. So the drought's been there a little bit. They're looking to get back into the prominence here in the state of Missouri in the small school side. But, Walnut Grove comes in 26 and 5. Had to go through a pretty tough stretch in the state playoffs, especially the quarterfinal round, but they've done everything they needed to do. But the thing is, they have the confidence that they can beat Eminence. They did it earlier this year, and that's going to go a long way. A lot of times when you talk about whether or not it's good to beat a team early in the year, and then you come to this point, that's okay. Guess what? In this case, confidence is key, and Walnut Grove is going to have that confidence.
Walnut Grove will have a lot of confidence, and their head coach is confident in their chance today as well. He stopped by and talked to Sophia just a moment ago. Sophia?
Here with Walnut Grove head coach Rory Henry. Coach, the Harmon sisters get it done for you in the semifinal. What do you need out of them here today in the championship?
Well, I think we need a big game out of both of them. But those girls have been solid all year for us, and Heather's really scored a lot of points, but Lexi's played such solid defense for us, and she's going to have a big game tonight on the defensive side, guarding Kelsey Williams, so we're really going to have to look for her to have a big game there.
Tell us about that matchup. Going up against Kelsey Williams, how do you contain her?
Well, I don't know that you can completely keep her contained. She's such a good player. We know she's going to score points. We just talk about having really strong team defense on her and make sure that we got help. And we know that she's going to score points, but we've just got to try to keep her under a certain point and really try to do our best to stop the rest of them. So.
In the semifinal, you forced 25 turnovers. How do you bring more of that defensive intensity here today?
Well, that's what we've done all year long. We kind of pride ourselves on that kind of defense. So I think we just continue to do what we've done, and that's kind of what our game has been all year. And I think we don't stop when you get to the championship game. So.
All right, thank you, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach. We're now all standing up, getting ready to honor our nation with the playing of our national anthem once again, as they have all weekend. The Honor Color Guard from the Missouri State Highway Patrols will present our colors, and we step aside as they play our national anthem.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please remove your caps and face the flag as the Eldon Jazz Ensemble plays our national anthem.
Great job from the Eldon Jazz Band with the national anthem. Tell you what, Jim, this place has really gotten quiet. I don't think I've seen a bigger crowd in the 2 weekends we've been here than what Salisbury and Billings packed into this building in the prior game. That was an incredible atmosphere.
Well, I mentioned it during that game. You get into the smaller schools, and it's last person out of town, shut the lights off, flip the switch, and we'll be back in a few hours. So, but that's the fun thing. We've seen some great crowds, and we're going to have a great game here. When we talk a little bit about, Eminence, we're talking about the outside shooting. We're talking about Kelsey Williams. 43 threes on the year, but she's also got a partner in crime over there, and that's number 10, Courtney Coulter, 64 threes on the year. There's your 1-2 punch for the Red Wings, and they do an outstanding job, especially getting it in, kicking it out, but also coming off the dribble drive and the high screen. It's going to be a great job, great chore for Walnut Grove as they try to contend and stop this very talented Eminence Red Wings basketball team. But you know what? Defense is also going to be a key for Eminence when we get into it. Big key, though, you got to stop Kelsey Williams. Walnut Grove is a team that has beaten them. They beat them in their Christmas tournament earlier this year, 44-41. And like we said a little bit ago, that's a big thing, is confidence. You know you beat the team that you played in the state championship game. But Walnut Grove, they love the dribble drive, and Jesse Harmon is going to be the key. 11 points. Her sister, Heather, 16 points. Love to mix it up inside. But between the two, 93-point goals heading into the state championship Final Four. Unheard of on the girls' side, especially you got two sisters that are able to knock it down from long range. Walnut Grove, they want another state championship. They've been here. They know how to do it. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch this team go at it this afternoon against Eminence. The cousins, Harmon and Harmon, it's going to be a lot of fun.
I tell you what, they're having a lot of fun inside the Mizzou Arena right now. You look at the young ladies staring up at the Jumbotron, watching their highlights from the semifinal round. The semifinals were huge. Walnut Grove defeated Jefferson 41-33. Heather Harmon had 17 points, and free throws were a huge part of that game, Jim. Walnut Grove was 16 of 19 at the line against Jefferson. And on the other side of the ball, the Red Wings got it done at the free throw line as well. They defeated the defending Class 1 state champs, Marion County, 59-46. They shot 14 of 19 at the line. The Mustangs only got to attempt 3 free throws in that game. So who gets to the line the most often today may have a huge impact on who walks away with a big state championship trophy for Class 1 and girls. Now, Jim and I will step aside for this moment. They're introducing the players. Now we give it courtside to the public address announcer, Ken Corum.
And forward for the Tigers, 5'7", a sophomore, number 14, Carson Haney. And forward for Eminence, 5'7", a senior, number 20, J.C. Lashley. And forward for Walnut Grove, 5'7", a senior, number 22, Kaylee Adams. At guard for the Red Wings, 5'6", a senior, number 10, Courtney Coulter. At guard for the Tigers, 5'8", a sophomore, number 5, Lexi Harmon. At guard for Eminence, 5'6", a senior, number 12, Katrina Nichols. At guard for Walnut Grove, 5'9", a sophomore, number 15, Heather Harmon. At guard for the Red Wings, 5'6", a senior, number 22, Kelsey Williams. And at guard for the Tigers, 5'10", a senior, number 32, Carly Kodeman. Introducing the head coaches, first for Eminence, Jeff Williams. And for Walnut Grove, Rory Henry.
Great job by Ken Corum. The starting lineups here in the Mizzou Arena. These young ladies taking the floor one last time in the 2012 season. And here's who both teams will start. For the Eminence Red Wings, you'll have Courtner, Nichols, and Williams at the guards. Then down low, it'll be Turner and J.C. Lashley. For the Lady Tigers from Walnut Grove, it's the Harmons, Lexi and Heather. And then 32, Carly Koneman at a guard. Then Carson Haney and Kaylee Adams in the post for the Lady Tigers.
Great starting lineup for both these two ball clubs, and it's going to be interesting to see how they come out. Jeff Williams, the head coach of Eminence, coaching his daughter, does an outstanding job, and what he's done with this program has just been fantastic. The head coach over at Eminence, and then you look at his counterpart over on the other side, Rory Henry. Once again, two guys that know how to coach, and especially when you only have 90-some-odd kids in your school and you're getting a good chunk of them to play sports, that's awesome.
Well, we're ready to play again. Game 3 of 6 is underway. Eminence wins the tip, and the Class 1 Girls State Championship Final is ready to go.
Walnut Grove coming out in a little bit of man-to-man, and you're going to see the matchup coming out. It's going to be Lexi Harmon checking Kelsey Williams. Watch that matchup all afternoon long.
Coach Henry told us Lexi Harmon has been his best defender all year. She has lived by taking on the team's best player. That time Kelsey Williams gets free, but it's a Lady Tiger rebound on the miss.
Running that high motion game, with the couple shuffle cuts mixed in, the handoffs, and Williams was able to come off the screen and get the open jumper.
They look to establish the game down low. Right off the bat, it's Heather Harmon. She had 17 points in the last game in the semifinal. She gets the first 2 of today.
Reason she's averaging 16-8 a game, with able to come off the screen, come down the lane, and able to knock it down.
Lexi Harmon chasing Kelsey Williams. The ball kicked out of bounds, that time off the foot, I believe, of Carson Haney, the 5'7" sophomore. There you get a good look at Williams, and we've gone over the numbers. Almost 20 points and 7 rebounds a game. She shoots better than 70% at the line, and if you leave her alone for a moment, she can get you inside or outside. 3 ball on the way down for the Red Wings. No good. Rebound fought for underneath. A nice battle that time. Marissa Turner and Kaylee Adams. The push on Turner, and Walnut Grove will have the ball.
What you do defensively is very nice by Walnut Grove, except the one thing you can't do is leave somebody open. If you're going to collapse, that's great. You got to have presence of mind to know where that shooter is on the backside of your offense.
Eminence, a little full court pressure now. A big difference today, too, partner. Walnut Grove will go 9 deep on their bench. Eminence, the 5 young ladies you're seeing on the floor right now, and maybe one other is it. And a nice dribble drive that time for Walnut Grove. And Lexi Harmon will go to the line. Now watch as she takes it from the perimeter, drives and scores. She'll go to the free throw line for the 3-point play. Harmon makes it. The first 3 points of the day for Lexi Harmon. And quickly it's a 5-0 advantage for Walnut Grove.
We're going to talk about that, especially with our keys for Eminence. And they want that fast start. They need to get the tempo, set it early, and keep going with it. And then they're going to have to grind it, slow it down. Corey, you mentioned it. 5 kids, that's it. They don't go to their bench. They've got to control their offense and save legs.
Courtney Coulter now with it out on the left wing. She's the 3-point specialist for Eminence. They take it down low. Thought they were going to call the tie-up, but they're going to go ahead and call the foul on Kaylee Adams, the senior.
This is the pace that Jeff Williams likes. You're going to get in, you're going to run your offense, you're going to look 5 to 7 passes, and then you're going to attack the basket. That's the way he could save his legs and save his bench. He doesn't like to go to his bench, and really, unless he has to, he's not going to.
Wow, what a great inbounds play. The quick score that time for Marissa Turner. She came completely wide open and able to shoot the 2 down. Now, shot on the other end, Haney. No good. Rebound fought for it. It comes to the Red Wings. Red Wings now pushing the tempo a little bit here. Coulter on the drive. Collision. Charge the call. And the girls from Walnut Grove come to their feet on their bench.
Walnut Grove is going to do everything they can to push. They're going to come down. They're going to run transition. They're going to look to get it. This is a great job in the transition off the pass right there. And then here we go with the charge down underneath. As she comes in, great job in getting position by Kaylee Adams, and a nice job.
Heather Harmon now with it, gives it off to Haney. It's a 5-2 advantage for the Lady Tigers. Ball taken away by Coulter. Here come the Red Wings. Williams pushing the tempo. She drives, puts it up with the right hand and in. Kaylee Williams for 2.
Could we maybe see Eminence going to say, you know what, it's the last game of the year. Let's go into pressure. Let's go into tempo. Walnut Grove, on the other hand, they got to handle the rock. In the semifinal game, they had 27 turnovers in the game against Jefferson. And then run, baby. You got to go in transition, set tempo. You don't want Eminence to get comfortable and run offense. You want to get them on their heels and make them get in transition.
Eminence looked like they wanted to run early here in this one. Walnut Grove not comfortable in that half-court set. They want to score points Off the fast break, on transition. Coulter now fights to get free. Williams, a little head fake, gives it back to Coulter. She fakes the three ball, goes to the free throw line, and it's short. Rebound pulled down by Adams. Walnut Grove on the move now. Harmon, pass, intercepted by Williams. A lazy pass is taken away by Kelsey Williams. She scoops it up and in with the left hand.
Great job. She read where the pass was going and then split the defenders. Typically 1-on-2, pull it out, wait for numbers. Not Kelsey Williams. She's going to take it strong to the rack.
4 points and a steal now for the senior Williams. 4 minutes, 30 seconds to go here in the opening period of the Class 1 Girls State Championship matchup. Walnut Grove and Eminence. Walnut Grove now slowing it down a bit here. Very uncharacteristic for them. These are two teams that we told you have seen one another. They know what to expect. Three ball on the way for Adams. No good. Rebound to Eminence. And just like that, Williams is back down the floor, and she scores again.
What a great job in just the distribution of the basketball. Rebound, just a quick touch pass out to Williams, who caught it in stride and got in transition.
Walnut Grove now a little shell-shocked as they now trail in this one 8-5. They started with the lead, but Lexi Harmon has the answer. Harmon only had 6 points in the semifinal, but now she gets an early basket here and thought we had a called timeout.
No, they called Kelsey Williams to tie her shoe.
Oh, we have a equipment malfunction.
Well, typically if I was a referee, I would say, okay, everybody check your shoes right now so we don't have to do this again.
All right, a little full court pressure now by the Lady Tigers. They bat it away and they get the steal. Heather Harmon now with it. Free throw line. She drives, puts it up with the left hand, and the English spins it around and in.
Nice job defensively, getting that turnover and then getting points, and it's going to be another turnover for Eminence.
What great pressure by Walnut Grove here to take the lead back. They lost it briefly to Eminence, but now the Lady Tigers back on top. The score 9-8 in the first quarter.
It'll never happen.
I'll never wreck my car.
I'll never roll my truck. Never happen to me. Never. Never. Never.
Never happened to me.
7 out of 10 teenagers killed in Missouri traffic crashes were not wearing their seatbelts.
Never say never. Always buckle up.
From the gridiron to the hardwood, on the links or on the track, on the diamond or on the ice. Go to prepfilms.com. It's easy. You can order your DVD online. At prepfilms.com, you make the memories. We'll make them last forever.
Ears, check. Sunglasses, check. Seatbelt, check. What are you doing? I don't wear my seatbelt. Oh yeah, because only cool people will wear their seatbelts. I'm cool. Check.
Basketball is a game of runs. To start this one, Walnut Grove got on a 5-0 run. Then Eminence went on an 8-0 run, all keyed by Kelsey Williams.
Kelsey Williams does a great job, transition, and then here's the steal coming, and then she gets that first step and splits the defenders up for the layup. Kelsey Williams is this team that just does a great job, and there's the touch pass, gets her in transition, makes it up, shot in. Kelsey Williams is what we knew she was, and that's a great player in Class 1 here in the state of Missouri.
She's got 6 of the team's 8 points to start this game here in the first quarter. Heather Harmon now with it now between the circles, and Walnut Grove still kind of characteristically slowing the game down here, now getting into half-court set. Maybe trying to show Eminence something they haven't seen before in the earlier meeting. The Cousins Harmon play catch on the far side. Now it comes around to Koneman and back to Heather Harmon. Eminence packing the zone back in. They get the ball down low. Nice baseline move, and it's knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Walnut Grove.
Sometimes as a coach, when you know you're going to see somebody for a second time, you'll make a few minor changes, and here's the block. What a nice job inside by J.C. Lashley. But sometimes you'll kind of tweak a few things. Maybe Walnut Grove and Rory Henry are saying, you know what, let's throw the kitchen sink out there right now and do something we don't typically do.
There's a play for Heather Harmon. 3 ball on the way, too strong. Rebound pulled down by Turner for Eminence. Eminence now with the ball and a chance to take the lead. They're down 1. Williams goes back to work. Eminence tries to drive the lane. The ball's tied up. We'll have a jump ball possession arrow, giving it back to Walnut Grove.
It's going to be a turnover. Eminence just, they're trying to be patient. They're trying to just get some good passes, come off screens. They're running that motion offense to where a lot of cutting, a lot of slashing without the basketball, and you've got to be smart. And right there, took it in, got into the double team, and it was a turnover.
You got a good look there at Jeff Williams, the 6-year head coach of Eminence. He himself a graduate from Eminence High School. 3 ball on the way. Lexi Harmon, no, too strong. Rebound pulled down by Eminence. Nice grab that time for Katrina Nichols, the 5'6 senior. She gives it to Williams. Williams creating on the drive, a little out of control. The foul on the floor there and rolling around, man. Megan Schuler for Walnut Grove got the worst of it.
Bodies flying all over the place, taking it in. Williams, they're going to call the block on Megan Schuler. But nice job by Williams in attacking the basket, and they're actually going to say that was out of bounds. She was not in the act of shooting.
Schuler's first personal foul, only the second team foul on Walnut Grove. And I told you that they only had about one maybe that they'd go to off the bench, and now you get to see her. This is Gracie Buffington, the 5'8" junior. She averages about 2 points and 2 rebounds a game.
And she averages about 5 minutes a game. She's not going to be on the floor very long for Jeff Williams.
That's right. She played 5 minutes in the semifinal game. That was all of the bench minutes played in the semifinal. Marissa Turner, the offensive rebound. Second chance points, no. Walnut Grove finally comes away with it. Racing up the floor is Heather Harmon. Looked like she was going to go the distance. Draws in the defense. 3 ball on the way. Yes! 3-pointer for Megan Schuler. She got crashed into on the far end of the floor and fights back with a big 3.
Megan Schuler is a kid that doesn't get very many opportunities. In fact, coming into the weekend, she only made 1 3, and that was her second of the year.
Taken away now by Walnut Grove, and the Lady Tigers looking to add to their advantage. They're up 12-8. Harmon now, little shove, she gets it back. Same spot for Schuler, different result that time. Although they fight for it underneath, and the putback is good for Carly Koneman.
Great job underneath, working hard for those second chance opportunities. That's what Walnut Grove is going to need to keep them right where they're at. Keep working hard for the offensive boards, get the second chance shots.
Under a minute to go here in the first period. Show Me Showdown 2012. Shot long that time. Rebound by Buffington. Marissa Turner now with it. She fights off the Lady Tiger defense. Williams trying to get down low, and she drives through Lexi Harmon, who'll collect the foul.
Williams is going to be the go-to person. They're going to get the ball in their hands probably 50 to 60% of the time and let her go to work. When she doesn't have the ball, Coulter's going to have it, and a 3-ball up, and they're going to knock it down.
3-pointer for J.C. Lashley. Lashley knocks down the first 3 of the game for Eminence. They attempted 4 before that one, their first make. So, under 30 seconds to go now. It's a 14-11 ball game. Heather Harmon dribbles in front of the scorer's table. Covered up by Williams. What a great battle it's going to be between those two today. 2 spectacular guards. Under 10 seconds now. Schuler now with it. Back to Harmon for 3, but there was a foul away from the ball.
Yeah, they're going to catch Katrina Nichols for the push over on the wing, trying to fight through the screen.
Fouled Carson Haney, a 5'7" sophomore for Walnut Grove. So, with 5.6 seconds remaining here in the first, Walnut Grove will inbounds the ball underneath their own basket. What sort of call do they have here? 3 seconds. Harmon's from long range. No. Rebound fought for, but the clock expires. Carson Haney, the 5'7" sophomore, hustles for the rebound, but that's how we'll end the first quarter play here in the Class 1 Girls State Championship game. The Lady Tigers of Walnut Grove have 14. The Red Wings from Eminence have 11. Second quarter action coming up in just a minute. Don't go anywhere. The MSHSAA Basketball Championships are brought to you by our friends at Farmers Insurance. Jim?
We are farmers.
Thank you, Farmers, for sponsoring Show Me Showdown 2012. Man, a game of runs to start. 5-0 run for Walnut Grove. Eminence answers back with an 8-0 run. Then Walnut Grove goes on another 9-0 run. 3 huge runs, and that brings us to the second quarter where we've got a score of 14-11. Harmon back to the attack now for Walnut Grove. She's covered by Nichols. They get it into Lexi Harmon. She fights down in the low post, puts it up with the right hand, and spins it home. Lexi Harmon with another big basket.
Lexi Harmon, 11 points a game, does a really nice job. She averages 3.9 rebounds a game as well, so she can be a dual threat out there. But what a great job in taking it and driving to the basket.
Well, you want to talk about what impresses you in games like this. Lexi Harmon, she still wears the knee brace, Jim. She tore her ACL a year ago as Marissa Turner gets an answer back for Eminence, a big shot there, but she played last year with a blown ACL. And now you come back this year, her cousin Cheyenne, who's on the Walnut Grove bench, blows her knee earlier in the season. But you want to talk about toughness. Lexi Harmon's the definition of that.
That's intestinal fortitude, because believe me when I tell you, I've seen plenty of athletes with torn ACLs not able to do anything, and to be able to do what that young lady did last year was nothing short than amazing.
Katrina Nichols called for the personal foul now. Team foul number 5 for the Red Wings. So foul's starting to add up for them as Koneman has it between the circles now. We've gone 1:15 here in the second quarter. Heather Harmon now triggers the offense again for Coach Rory Henry. Coach Henry, 74 wins at Walnut Grove. Today would be win number 75 on the way to a state championship. But Kelsey Williams has other ideas right now as she picks it and makes them pay. Coach Henry calls a timeout. What a great pick and power move by Kelsey Williams.
Well, the thing is, she does a great job and she anticipates. She's down on the backside of the defense, saw the cross-court pass coming, was able to sneak in, get her hands on, go full court, and take it in. A lot of people know her about her offense and what she can do, but you know what? She is a tremendous defensive player. Great instincts, and that's what you got to love about her.
She had 24 points in their semifinal win to get here to Championship Saturday. There you see her line right now, 8 points, 4 of 7 from the floor. An outstanding start to today for Kelsey Williams. As Jim told you, arguably one of the best guards in any class of basketball here in the state of Missouri.
I would definitely put her in that category. I mean, she does a great job, and when you put her up against the likes of some of the young ladies we've seen over the last couple weeks, she's right there and able to score. She's able to play defense. She's able to knock down the shots.
She's also playing clean defense too. The star for this Eminence team has managed to get to this point without a foul so far.
Now this is the matchup I like. Williams and Heather Harmon going at each other man-to-man.
But it's Lexi Harmon who's doing the scoring right now for the Walnut Grove Lady Tigers. Again, Harmon goes to the rack. She's got 9. Nichols now with it between the circles. Out to the far side. 3-ball on the way. Yes! A big-time 3 for the senior, J.C. Lashley.
Lashley has knocked down 16 of those threes coming into the state playoffs, into the state Final Four, and just really is a kid that if she squares her shoulders, she can knock them down. And, this Eminence team won't go away.
And there, Jim, is a charge called. The push-off that time for Heather Harmon. She was trying to get spacing for herself and was unable to do it. She picks up the foul. It's her first personal.
Outstanding call by the official. Anytime as the offensive player you forearm and extend, that's offensive foul every day of the week. And great job by Williams in getting position. That matchup is going to be the matchup for the day if both teams stay in their man-to-man sets.
Williams getting the better of the matchup we've talked about most of the way, her and Heather Harmon. 3-ball on the way for Williams, you betcha!
And that's silky smooth, too. I mean, there's just a nice movement, nice motion, great form, squares the shoulders, just gets it in the shooter's pocket and knocks it down.
Eminence starting to take control here. You see the points off turnovers, 9 big ones for the Red Wings, only 2 points for the Lady Tigers. And Eminence now with the 21-18 lead here in the second quarter. There's a travel. They forced another turnover. The 5th turnover against Walnut Grove.
Well, Coach Henry's got to tell his kids, relax. And Coach Williams, great timeout. You know, I'm okay with that because you got to remember, Corey, 5 kids on the floor. You got to buy your breaks. And yes, with the media timeout coming up in 50 seconds, that's okay because now you know what? Give them a quick 30-second break, then we get the extended break at the media timeout under 4. That's a good move by him.
Let's take a look at some of the work being done so far by Lexi Harmon in this one for Walnut Grove, partner.
She's going in, taking it nice to the basket, attacking the hoop, and I love seeing that, especially on the girls' end, where they will attack and go strong to the basket. Nice job here, but also she's able to take it up strong. You've got to love that from Lexi Harmon, and that's the big thing that I love watching the girls play, is they love to go right at the hoop. They don't rely on the tray. They don't rely on the fun stuff. They just flat out get it done and go attack the basket.
Full court pressure now, and they need it. Eminence has scored on their last 4 possessions, 10 points. They haven't had an empty trip down the floor in quite some time. They easily, though, break the Lady Tiger press. We told you early on in the keys, they want to press. That time, an unforced error is a turnover. Traveling, they called on Lashley. She went with a little head fake and then shuttled the feet there.
One thing you got to remember, you can't turn the ball over in a game like this and be successful. Both these teams did a nice job in the semis, not turning it over that much. You've got to stay clean. You still got to be able to do the things you need to do. And once again, unforced error by Walnut Grove.
Well, that's the unforgivable sin here. They forced the turnover. They've forced 5. They've only got 2 points to show for it. Williams breaks the press, feeds Turner. Turner off the window, no good. Rebound pulled down by Lexi Harmon.
I love watching these two teams get rebounding position. And you know, as a former coach, you just got to love that is you get great position and you're able to get the rebounds and the opportunity for second chance.
Walnut Grove trying to bat the ball away from Williams, and they finally do. They get the turnover. Williams slow to get up. Here's Lexi Harmon now. She finally pulls up and waits for her teammates. 4 turnovers on the last 6 possessions for Walnut Grove, and finally they get off the schneid. Heather Schuler with the bucket. Megan Schuler with the bucket.
Megan Schuler did a nice job and saw that there was space behind the defense. And great job with the pass underneath. Schuler able to get it, take it strong to the basket off the baseline.
Williams down with it again, drops to the floor, and Walnut Grove will make another substitution here, but not before we get immediate timeout. It's a good one. Eminence is taking the lead back, 21-20 over Walnut Grove. The Walnut Grove Lady Tigers trying to get the lead back over the Eminence Red Wings. They're down 1 here, 3:28 to go in the third quarter, and not exactly what we expected so far, partner. We know this Lady Tiger team likes to run it, but a lot of half-court sets from them early.
Yeah, they're slowing the pace down a little bit, and it kind of goes back to maybe Coach Henry just saying, you know, we know, or we think we know that the Red Wings think we're going to come out and continue to do what we've done all year, and that's up-tempo and try and get in transition. So let's maybe slow it down and grind it a little bit. And they're doing an okay job with it. I'm not so sure if it's what they want to do for the whole game.
Well, I can't argue with the performance so far of Lexi Harmon. She kicks it out to the right side. Into the ballgame now, Madison Freeze. And Freeze hit one of the biggest threes of the postseason. I was sitting here courtside in the semifinal. They were in a tie ball game with Jefferson. She hit a three right from where she was standing on the floor, and it changed the entire complexion of the game. As now another turnover for Walnut Grove that time. Travel again the call. Cheyenne Harmon, who had just checked into the ball game, and she's the one we told you playing with the torn ACL, so she sees very limited minutes here for the Lady Tigers.
Biggest thing for the Lady Tigers is they've got to figure out a way to get Heather Harmon into the mix. Lexi's doing an outstanding job, but credit Eminence, they're not giving the better to the cousins, Heather Harmon, any looks.
Yep, 4 points so far on the afternoon for Heather Harmon. Wait and see when she gets going. No questioning the motor, though, of Williams. Look at her. She drove through the entire defense. She went past 4 defenders to the rack for the score. That's 13 points on the day for Williams.
Can't tell me by any means why she should not be mentioned in any all-state player of the year discussion. She does a great job, and she just proved it right there. Eminence now jumping into a little bit of a matchup zone.
Yeah, no argument. I'm sure the folks in Class 5 and Class 4 from a weekend ago might have an argument, but what we're seeing here today, she is putting on a show. Back into the ball game now for Coach Henry is Carly Koneman. As you take a look at the last basket, it's impressive.
Comes off the screen, then the hedge, then comes back. The post player doesn't get good position, and she just takes a step around her.
Walnut Grove applies the full court pressure again. Coulter able to break it, though. Turner now with it. Dribbles with the left hand. Gives it to Williams. Williams calling the shots here. She brings it back out. 1 minute, 45 seconds to go until halftime. It's 23-20. Eminence, the lead and the ball.
Once again, we talked about Lexi Harmon matching up with Williams. Going to be very interesting to see how they try and run Williams off the screen.
Nice double team across the floor. They find it. Williams, though, on the far side. She gives it to Marissa Turner. It goes out of bounds. It'll be Walnut Grove's ball.
Great job on the drive. Kicked it out. Just one under her legs. Just kind of missed it. But once again, Williams creating for her team.
Miranda Allison now into the ball game for Walnut Grove. And Coach Rory Henry pulling out all the stops here. He's going to bet that his 9 or 10 can outlast the 5, almost 6 of Coach Jeff Williams. Walnut Grove, 5 turnovers on their last 7 possessions. They really can't have an empty trip here. They need a bucket. Allison with it now. Harmon, quiet first half. 4 points for her. Gives way to cousin Lexi. Back to Heather now. She dribbles in front of the Eminence bench. 1 minute remaining. Koneman skips it across to Harmon. She drives, puts it up with the left hand, no good. They fight for the rebound, and it's taken away by Eminence. Here's Williams, long pass up to Coulter. Coulter can't finish. It's knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Red Wings.
Seeing some different defensive looks by Eminence. We've seen them go man. We've seen them go into some of matchup zone issues. Now they're going 2-3. But what they're doing is they're diving the top person down to the corner to help out, which is a great twist in that defense.
Nice bat away that time by Heather Harmon, not allowing the easy layup. And a foul after the inbounds will put Marissa Turner at the line. Turner is almost a 70% free throw shooter. Will go to the line to shoot her first of the night. Turner's first shot up, rattles around, no good.
Turner comes in averaging 8-9 a game, 69% free throw shooter. She can get it done, but they're going to need to get some contributions from somebody other than by the name of Williams.
That's right. Rebound to Walnut Grove. They've only had 1 field goal, and it came back at the 6:05 mark. They're only down 3 here. 23-20. Can they get a 3 to tie it up at the half? Shot up, no good. Rebound by Haney. She fights for it, and it has it taken away by Eminence. They've got the ball with under 30 seconds. Williams going to pull it up and wait here. Kelsey Williams will try to dribble this out and hold for 1. Her team with the 3-point lead. Lexi Harmon, as we told you, comes out to guard her, going to force the count each time. 10 seconds now. Another elbow. Haney drops to the floor as the double team comes to Williams. They throw it to Coulter in the corner. Jump shot on the way. Air ball no good. Heather Harmon with 1. She heaves it up and short. We get to the end of the first half in the Class 1 girls title game. And the ladies from Eminence have got a 3-point advantage. Walnut Grove started on a 5-0 run, but Eminence ran them down, and they lead in this one 23-20. We now send it down to Sophia Minard, who's got one of the coaches. Sophia?
Coach Williams, you fall behind there in the first quarter, but now you come away with a 3-point lead. You've been able to control the tempo of this game. How have you been able to slow it down to your pace?
Well, we actually won it faster. We got some runouts early and got back in the game, but we didn't play real well that first half. Offensively, very stagnant, kind of watching Kelsey, but I had some kids that eventually kind of loosened up and hit some shots. But defensively, just giving up too many easy baskets underneath. So when we stopped that, then we got back in the game.
You've been able to force a handful of turnovers, though. Kelsey getting out in front in transition. How is that working well for you?
Well, obviously, if you can get layups, it's a lot better than any other shot. So, we can't dunk it, but that's closest. It's a high percentage shot. We just need to do a little bit better job, everybody getting involved. We make some adjustments, hopefully, at halftime and have a better half.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, Sophia. Walnut Grove finished the quarter with 1 field goal in the last 6:05 to 5 turnovers. The well really ran dry there at the end for the Lady Tigers.
They're not playing a typical game that they like to play right now. They're trying some different things, and they're trying to grind it. If I'm Coach Henry and I'm Walnut Grove, I'm coming out in the second half. We're going back to what got you there. We're going to run, transition, try to score off of our press. We've got to get into this ball game, and that's what Walnut Grove is going to need to do. Eminence right now, Jeff Williams, he's got to love the situation he's in. They're grinding it, and Walnut Grove's he's playing into their hands and letting them get away with a grinded-out ball game, and that's what they're doing right now. And don't know if I'm Eminence, I'm going to make very many changes. They're getting great looks. They're knocking down shots. They're doing everything they need to do and playing great defense, too. They're keeping Heather Harmon under wraps, only 4 points for us. So keep doing what you're doing. Walnut Grove's got to make some serious adjustments.
Well, we've still got an entire half of basketball to play. We'll see what both coaches come up with as we continue here at halftime as Eminence leads this one at the half, 23-20 over Walnut Grove.
Distracted driving. It accounts for 25% of car crashes. Music, cell phones, food, the list goes on.
This is why safe driving is so important.
Correct.
And it's why the best agents help safe drivers get a lower rate.
Exactly.
We are insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum.
Easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Welcome back inside the Mizzou Arena on a fantastic St. Patrick's Day Saturday afternoon, everybody. Corey Riggs and Jim Powers, thrilled to be alongside with you for Show Me Showdown 2012. And now on the far end of the floor, the third member of our broadcast team, Sophia Minard, is with one of the officials from the Missouri State High School Activities Association. Sophia, who are you talking to?
Yes, guys, I am here with Kevin Gardner, the Assistant Executive Director of MSHSAA, and he is the gentleman in charge of this fine tournament. Now, he had a great weekend last weekend. Class 4 and 5 state championships, and here we are, Championship Saturday. Kevin, a great tournament. What have we seen from last weekend and this weekend in the Show Me Showdown?
We've had some phenomenal talent bless this building the last 2 weekends, and last weekend was some great talent going to some great universities next year, and we've got a lot of talent again here at the small schools, and the towns have really gotten out here and really rallied around their teams here in these small school championships.
These basketball Show Me Showdown championships are one of the biggest events that MSHSAA does over 2 weekends. This weekend we had Thursday semifinals at the Hearn Center. We had semifinals going on here at Mizzou Arena. Can you tell us about the crowds and the atmosphere and all the people that are involved to make this tournament so special?
Well, the Class 1, 2, and 3 tournament is a split tournament. We play at the Hearn Center, and we have 12 games on Thursday with 6 over at the old Hearn Center and 6 here at the Mizzou Arena. Then we have third place games on Friday and then championship Saturday. And it's really exciting because the old-timers, so to speak, they like to go over to Hearns, and we have a lot of people just come in on Thursday just to go visit the Hearn Center, relive some memories of some past past championships and watching the old Tigers play and do so well in the Big 8 and the Big 12. But they like coming back over here to Mizzou Arena. We've had some phenomenal crowds from our small towns this week, and no difference here today in the championship Saturday.
Now next year we'll do things a little bit differently. We'll switch the weekends. We'll do class 1, 2, and 3 the first weekend. We'll bring in classes 4 and 5 the second weekend. What was the basis for that decision?
There's a couple different reasons. The basketball advisory kind of felt like it was a culmination of our larger schools being in the second weekend and moving them that direction. The other reason was kind of a situation where the smaller schools were having to do without their dual athlete players for 2 or 3 weeks. With baseball and soccer and all those sports, they're starting next week for their first game, and these young individuals who don't have any practices with their teams, and the basketball advisory committee felt like that maybe the larger schools had an opportunity for more single athletes, not playing as many multi-sports, and it kind of helps the smaller schools who may be in shorter numbers who have multiple sport athletes, so it helps a little bit. So we're going to go back, and it's just like anything in education. If you're around long enough, it's cyclical. It goes back to the way it was.
Thank you, Kevin. Guys, back over to you.
Thanks, Sophia. This is, Jim, truly one of the best events you can go to in the Show Me State. These 2 weekends, it's great basketball.
Yeah, great basketball. It's great to see the student athletes. It's great to see the fan support from all these communities. This is what it's all about. It's going to be fun next year when they flip the weekends and we have the big schools.
Well, we will step aside the magnificent Mizzou Arena here. We'll be back to start the second half after this.
Distracted driving. It accounts for 25% of car crashes. Music, cell phones, food, the list goes on.
This is why safe driving is so important.
Correct.
And it's why the best agents help safe drivers get a lower rate.
Exactly.
We are insurance.
We are farmers. Bum ba dum bum 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 bum.
Welcome back to Show Me Showdown 2012. Eminence on top of Walnut Grove, 23-20. Here inside the Mizzou Arena on the Norm Stewart Court. Got to wander around a little bit earlier today and take a look at some of the Big 8 trophies and everything. Really took me back. There was a lot of great memories. There have been a lot of great memories made here today. Let's get into some of the highlights from the first half of this one, partner. And you can't talk about the first half highlights without talking about Lexi Harmon.
Lexi Harmon doing a great job. 9 points on the afternoon so far for Walnut Grove. She's been a force. She's been able to make some things happen, do some creative stuff, like right here. Take it, lean in, get the shot up. And then all of a sudden you've got her once again coming off the screen, driving and attacking the basket. Gotta love what she does attacking the hoop for Walnut Grove. But for Eminence, it's Williams all day long. She's got 13 on the afternoon, dribble drive, able to split 2 defenders, and then here's the steal, comes back in transition, takes it, splits 2 defenders, puts it in for the layup, and then finally, what a great job, touch pass from her teammate, takes it down the length of the court and able to knock it down. Kelsey Williams is doing a fantastic job for Eminence right now.
Take a look inside some of the first half numbers, Jim, and what really jumps out at you. Field goal percentage was pretty even.
Yeah, absolutely. Points off turns, though, are the big thing, plus the fast break points. That's where Eminence is doing everything they need to do, is they're able to get those points and able to turn off of turnovers as well.
All right, we will go ahead and step aside. When we come back, we'll have the second half of this Class 1 girls title clash. Walnut Grove and Eminence coming up after the break. We're ready for the second half here at the Mizzou Arena. Before we get going, though, Sophia Minard had a chance to run down Walnut Grove Lady Tigers head coach Rory Henry.
Here with Walnut Grove head coach Rory Henry. Coach, coming out of half, what adjustments did you tell your girls you need to make with a 3-point deficit right now?
Well, the first thing, we got to get back and get Williams stopped in transition. We talked about how good she is. We knew she's going to score points, but we've given her 2 or 3 just off of turnovers, off of unforced turnovers, and we've got to take care of the basketball when she's around. And then also we got to be more aggressive. I mean, we were aggressive there for a little stretch, and we just kind of got away from it. They got out of the man defense and switched a little bit, and it just threw us off a little bit, but we're going to make some good adjustments here and look to attack them. So.
Before the game, you said the Lexi Harmon-Kelsey Williams matchup was going to be a big one. How do you think Lexi has handled that? And also, she's scoring for you pretty well on the offensive end.
Lexi's doing a great job. I mean, you look at Williams got most of those points in transition when we turn the ball over, and you can't stop her. Lexi cannot stop her when we turn it over and you give her the length of the floor to shoot a layup. So as long as we take care of the ball and just make sure we guard her in the half court, I think we're going to be okay.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
We'll see if any of those changes at halftime are going to come to pass here. 3 ball on the way from Heather Harmon. No good. Taken away, and it's an empty possession for the Walnut Grove Lady Tigers. Williams on the run. Shoot. Charge.
Great defensive position underneath by Walnut Grove. And once again, getting another charge on the afternoon for Walnut Grove is going to be Kaylee Adams. She just does a great job in getting her feet set and getting position.
Great hustle play that time. Walnut Grove, 1 field goal in the last 10 possessions. Is this the one where they break the ice? They're only down 3. Walnut Grove down low to Haney. Haney spins, no good. Rebound fought for. It's going to go out of bounds. They'll stay with Walnut Grove.
They're getting great looks, Corey. They really, truly are. They just can't get something to knock down on them.
Here you get a good look at Jeff Williams. When you talk about the Final Four history for Eminence, they've made 3 appearances. They had a record of 1 and 2. The first 2 times they came was 1981 and 82. Now it's 2012, and they're back looking for a state title. But first, they're going to have to add to this lead here. They're up 3. Coulter running the floor now. Courtney Coulter into the double team, almost turns it over. They get it back around the perimeter now. It's in the hands of Williams. They go down low to Turner. Turner has it swatted away. Walnut Grove unable to come away with it, though, and now they scoop it up and get it. Harmon now on the run. Down 3. Koneman, skip pass. Lexi Harmon, she had 9 in the first half and gets tied up. Jump ball. Nice play by Turner that time to force the arrow.
Great call. Nice job right there. Defense coming up. It's going to be one of the keys that we're going to be talking about here with these 2 ball clubs is just great defense. But one thing, too, if you're looking at Walnut Grove, they're rushing everything. They're rushing their shots.
Shot up and good now for Courtney Coulter. Coulter buries the jump shot in the lane. Her first 2 points of the day. Williams still pacing the Red Wings with 13.
You got to get Coulter into the mix, averaging 15 a game.
Haney, they get the ball down to Haney down low, and Coulter, after getting the bucket, turns around and commits the foul.
What you want to do if you're Walnut Grove is you got to slow down a little bit. You're really rushing the pace, and then what that does is it makes you rush your shots, and that's kind of what they're doing right now. Slow down and be patient.
Heather Harmon doing exactly that, Jim. She brings the ball all the way out to the Misha logo. stands at the top of the three-point line. They get it down low. Nice passing to Koneman. Her pass, though, errant, out of bounds. It'll go back to the Red Wings.
I'd like to see the Lady Tigers start to pound it inside a little bit. They're not getting their outside shot to fall. And one of the things in coaching, you always teach your kids, if you're not getting those first couple shots from outside, step in. Get near your comfort zone. I think that's what Walnut Grove needs to do right now is get in a comfort zone.
More full court press from the Lady Tigers and a little out of control that time, but it looks like Williams may have drawn the foul. They do. They give it to Carson Haney, the 5'7" sophomore. That's the first second-half foul on Walnut Grove. 5:19 to play here in the third. It's 25-20. Eminence, they've got the lead in the ball. Coulter stands in front of her own bench. She gives way to Williams now. Williams, so smooth. 13 first-half points. She's yet to get in the scoring column here. Nice hustle play that time by Kaylee Adams. She comes over and tries to tie up Turner, but gets the foul. Show me showdown number 2, Red Wings and Lady Tigers. 1 tie and 3 lead changes today. Largest lead of the day is 5. We've had it 3 times. We told you it's been a game of runs. Eminence, though, they're the ones running right now. That shot no good. Rebound pulled down by Koneman. Harmon now across the far side of the floor. Heather driving. Shot with the right hand, no good. Rebound to Williams. And Harmon still can't get anything going on the offensive end. Nichols now, up and off the window and in. Katrina Nichols, the senior, with the bucket.
The reason why Eminence has been the #1 team in the state of Missouri all year long in the Coaches Bowl, they're doing what they need to do. They're grinding it out. They're playing great defense, and they're getting their offensive possessions, and they're making the most out of those possessions.
The 7-point lead for Eminence, now the largest of the day. Walnut Grove can't have an empty possession here. Down 7 as we near the halfway mark here of the third quarter. 3 ball on the way. That'd go a long way. No. Another big rebound for Williams, and we talk about her scoring, Jim. She's getting it done on the glass, too. Shot up for Turner. No good. Rebound by Lexi Harmon.
Great job in transition by Eminence, just not able to get the baskets.
Haney down low, can't go anywhere. Her shot, no good. She gets her own rebound and draws the foul. Nice hustle that time by Haney to stay with her own shot.
You got to work. You got to keep working hard, and you got to get those second chance opportunities, and that's what the Lady Tigers did in that possession. Needed to make sure that they got the rebound. They've got to put some points up on the board. They haven't scored in an awfully long time.
2 free throws coming for Carson Haney. The first one no good. Haney's a 49% free throw shooter, and it's been a while since Walnut Grove has found a bucket. Almost 8 minutes. Their scoring drought goes back to the 3:45 mark of the second. There they get a free throw, though, and that makes it a 6-point differential. Haney goes 1 for 2 at the line, and we'll take immediate timeout here at Show Me Showdown. Eminence with a 27-21 lead.
Agents, what did we learn here today?
That lint balls are extremely flammable.
Well, yeah.
And that 15,000 dryer fires happen every year. That's why it's important to regularly clean and inspect your vents.
Correct.
Where did you get that?
I built it.
We are insurance.
We are farmers. Bum ba dum bum 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 bum.
Eminence up 27-21 here in the third quarter of action in the Mizzou Arena. 3:49 to go. Show Me Showdown 2012. The Red Wings came into this game with a record of 28-1. Their only loss to their opponent today, the Walnut Grove Lady Tigers. That man, Coach Rory Henry, looking for an answer as the offensive woes continue here in the second half for Walnut Grove.
It's all about pacing yourself, and it's about setting up and knocking down the shots, Corey. and what Walnut Grove is not doing is they're kind of rushing, and we talked about it a little bit ago. They're getting that pace up, and they're getting quick, but that carries over into your shot selection and also your shots.
27-21, Eminence trying to control the lead and the tempo here now. They've got it into a slower half-court game now, which is what they need with their short bench. Nichols on the near side here. She waits, passes to Williams now. No sense of urgency here for Eminence as they are letting the air out of the ball. Comes back to Williams again, who's covered up by Koneman. Marissa Turner now around the perimeter. Walnut Grove's defense comes out to guard. Lexi Harmon now getting back in front of Williams. Williams on the drive, right-hander, no good. Rebound fought for, and Lexi Harmon has it.
This is their pace. That's what they like to do. They're going to run 30 to 45 seconds off the clock. Walnut Grove needs to quicken it up, and there they go.
Heather Harmon finally gets the bucket to go. They've gone almost 7 possessions with only a free throw to show in the scoring book. It's now 27 to 23. And that's what you want to see if you're Coach Rory Henry, Jim. Heather Harmon getting into the act. She's got 6 points now.
That's what they need to do. But then you can't turn around and you can't let Courtney Coulter drive off the wing and get a bucket.
5'6" senior now has 4 points. 3 ball on the way for Lexi Harmon. No good. Another big rebound to Williams, whose stat line just continues to explode. 13 points, 4 rebounds. She flips that one back in after she lost the handle. And now they're trying to take it right back. Eminence has it. A circus shot, no good. A huge collision underneath. And traveling the call. I don't know what you call it, but it was a mess underneath the basket.
Yeah, without a doubt. And looking at this, here comes Walnut Grove. Great drive right there by Harmon, able to put it up and in. And then you look the other side. Here comes Courtney Coulter on the dribble drive off the wing as well. These two teams got a lot of go to them, and you got to really like what they're doing. And then, you know what, it's a state championship game in Class 1, and you see the crowd support, you see the fans, and you see these kids playing, and they're playing to the best of their abilities, and that's a really good thing about state championship weekend here in the state of Missouri.
Maybe the biggest difference so far that you're seeing in this game, and it's translating in the score column as Koneman drives, puts it up and off the window. A nice bucket for Kari Koneman.
Love the pass. They dumped it inside, able to get her breaking to the basket, and really a great job in their offense now.
To finish my thought, Jim, look at the starters. Senior. 5 seniors for the Eminence Red Wings, and maybe today that senior leadership is paying off as they've got the ball and the lead, but Walnut Grove's coming back 29-25. Now they're going to get a hand check foul on Harmon.
Good job in catching that, and once again, we talk a lot about the officials here in the state of Missouri. We're seeing the best officials in the state working the championships this weekend, and they do a great job. Hand checks are one of the points of emphasis that they are told to call, and great job in catching it early here.
9 points for Harmon, 2 personal fouls now. We'll see how that progresses for the best defender for this Walnut Grove Lady Tiger team. She's been trying to slow down the train that is Williams today. She drives again, and a block is called. Williams creates off the dribble, and Adams is on her back, I'm afraid. Kaylee Adams, the senior, may have had the wind knocked out of her, Jim. Let's take another look at it.
Yeah, no doubt. She gets over. She was moving. Not a bad job, but, you know, Megan Schuler does a nice job. Just wasn't able to get her feet set quick enough. She tried to duck that shoulder, and Williams is going to go to the line to shoot 2. But once again, nice job defensively. Almost was able to get the charge. Just wasn't able to get there quick enough.
First free throw of the day for Williams, and she makes it. Kelsey Williams now 14 points, 5 rebounds on the day for the senior. The coach's daughter, her second shot up and no good. Hard off the back iron. Rebound controlled by Walnut Grove. So 1 of 2, and that trip for Kelsey Williams, about the only thing she hasn't done flawlessly today. Walnut Grove tried to get a bucket back here. Koneman dives to the ground. She was on her knees trying to make the pass and was unable to complete it, traveling the call, so ball comes back to the Red Wings.
Coach Henry over there talking with one of the officials, not real happy with what happened down on the far side here. You know, but once again, Walnut Grove, they're getting opportunity. They're just not knocking down their shots right now.
Field goal percentage, only 35 for the Lady Tigers, almost 45%, 10 points better for Eminence. And there you see the turnover now. The crowd for Walnut Grove coming to their feet and making some noise for their Lady Tigers. Coulter gives it away that time, and we'll have a couple of changes now, a couple of subs coming in for Coach Rory Henry as he makes a change now. Their team has the ball down 5 with 30 seconds remaining in the third.
Going to pull it out. They're going to go for the last shot.
You see this a lot in high school basketball, especially for the ladies. Patiently dribbling at center court is Heather Harmon. Harmon, 6 points on the afternoon. Will they clear out here for her? Also, freezes into the ball game. Don't be surprised if someone leaves her open if she doesn't pull the trigger on a 3. Lexi Harmon, though, for 3 at the buzzer. It rims out, no good. Rebound by Williams. Long pass, but they won't get a shot off to end the third quarter. So, at the end of 3, you're going to have a 5-point differential. Eminence with the lead at the end of 3. Can Walnut Grove come back for a state championship in Columbia? We'll find out after this. Take a look at the last play here, partner. You talked about Walnut Grove. They're getting their looks. As you liked the way this play was drawn up.
Yeah, I love what they did here. They set the screen against the zone and gave Harmon a great look. And you know what? I think typically she knocks that shot down, but once again, it's showing that they're getting some great looks and just shots aren't falling for them right now.
3-point shooting definitely hasn't been a strong mark in this game for Walnut Grove. They're 1 of 10 from long range. Harmon now uncovered. Can she bury a 3? She can! A huge tray for Heather Harmon.
Need to get her off the schneid a little bit and get going, and that's going to be the jump start for the Lady Tigers here in the fourth period.
Walnut Grove won a state championship back in 2007. A blowout win, 41-22 over Leeton. Eminence has never brought a state championship home in girls basketball. They've been here a couple of times. They don't want to go home empty-handed today. Marissa Turner trying to make sure that doesn't happen. A great turnaround shot as she buries the 2. Turner now with 6 points on the afternoon, and checking back in the ball game for Walnut Grove is Carson Haney.
Yeah, they're going to go ahead and get Kelly Adams out of the ball game, and we're going to take a look at this. Great job setting her shoulders, squaring up and knocking it down, and Willie Adams is going to come off the floor. Kind of a little gimpy there, so they're going to take her out and check her and make sure she's okay.
Oh, ball batted away by Coulter. I don't know how you block a ball that's behind you. That was some great field vision for Coulter, but there's the kick. Nice hustle out of Courtney Coulter here in the half-court set. The 5'6" senior has done a lot this year for the Eminence Red Wings. She's a 15-point-a-game scorer. She's only got 4 today, but doing a great job on the defensive end here on this possession. 3-ball, Freeze got blocked, but was able to kick it around to Harmon. What a great move as they try to get Madison Freeze into the ballgame. Schuler now, shot no good. Foul on the Haney shot.
Great job inside. They got the Schuler. Schuler's shot didn't go, but working inside is going to be, Haler in doing what she needs to do. Excuse me, that was Kirsten Heine doing a great job and able to knock it down, get fouled. Now she's going to step to the line.
Haney makes her first free throw attempt, the 5'7" sophomore. She shoots about 50% on the year. They could definitely use both of them here. The second one rolls around off no good, and another big rebound falls in the hands of Kelsey Williams. The 5 seniors trying to go the distance here for the Eminence Red Wings. Williams off the drive, kicks it back out for a 3, but they think better of it. Now to Coulter. You know she'd like to shoot the 3, but she's covered up by Freeze. Coulter almost loses the handle that time. Eminence, a lot of head fakes in their shots. Really disrupts the defense here. They're doing a good job now. Coulter slowing it down. Gets it around to the outside to Lashley. Lashley had a couple of 3s.
That's what we talked about in running 30 to 45 seconds off the clock. They're getting some great movement in their motion offense, setting some screens, and forcing Walnut Grove into doing some things that they don't do, and that's a foul right there that they got Lexi Harmon for. Thing is, you got to be patient. You're up 3. You don't want to take your foot off the gas, but you want to make sure you're getting a good shot.
Madison Freeze out. Carly Koneman, the senior, back in. Lexi Harmon's fouled her 3rd. She's the only player for Walnut Grove with 3 fouls. 3 ball on the way, no good for Nichols. Walnut Grove has it, Nichols takes it away, but traveling as she couldn't get her feet under her, and the ball dribbled away.
One of the things you're going to see a double up top in Coulter. You're going to see Harmon and Harmon go at it and double up, and they're going to go ahead and rotate over and leave and leave Nichols open and let her shoot.
Walnut Grove has 6 points. They've scored on 3 of their last 5 possessions here in the second half. The clock winding down on this story of the Class 1 girls. We'll have the Class 1 boys final after this as our 6-game marathon of basketball continues. That shot out of bounds. It'll go to Eminence. No one touched it after the 3-pointer was offered up by Heather Harmon.
Yeah, Heather Harmon looking to get more involved, and here comes a long pass.
Long pass ran down by Turner. The 3-pointer has not been friendly to the orange and black. They're 2 of 12 now, shooting only 16% from behind the line. And Coach Jeff Williams, Jim, wants a timeout here. Maybe to just take another break like you talked about earlier, rest these 5 seniors.
Yeah, you're running with your seniors. You're running with a group that you built to get to this position and get them here. And the big thing is you've got to keep them rested. This is the stretch run. You got 5 minutes and 21 seconds left in your high school career. Opportunity to win your first ever state championship. You got to do whatever you need to do. That's a great timeout. Once again, we talked last week, Corey, about coaches not used to the immediate timeout scenario and, maybe trying to change up a little bit. You're seeing these coaches here, they don't care about that. If I need to get a timeout, I'm getting a timeout. I'm not going to wait till that immediate timeout comes at the under 4.
Yeah, there's no sense in that. Well, both of the student sections making some noise here. The fans packed their way into the Mizzou Arena today for the second weekend of Show Me Showdown. This one is far from over. It's 32-29. The Walnut Grove Lady Tigers definitely not out of this one. You look at the leading scorers now, partner. We know Williams has got 14, and Heather Harmon getting into the act now with 9.
Williams has only scored 1 point here in the second half. She came into the half scoring 13 points. She's only gotten 1 point, but both teams just really grinding it down. But 7 rebounds, that's nothing out of the ordinary for Williams. Harmon, on the other hand, 9 points, 2 boards, 2 assists. That's, a little bit behind what we typically see out of Heather Harmon.
Nichols triggers the inbounds to Marissa Turner. The senior out with it, the senior forward. Now they give it back to who else? Kelsey Williams. Credit Lexi Harmon for the 1-point second half of Williams, but is she finally going to get in? She drives the lane, the ball goes out of bounds. They'll keep it with the Red Wings. 5:06 on the clock. Nichols to trigger again. Nice set piece here for Coach Williams. They try to get it into Turner. Her shot up way too high. Rebound fought for that time, and nice to see Kaylee Adams back in the ballgame. Apparently whatever she had going on is not an issue now, and she's back in the action for Coach Henry.
She's a big key to the defensive side of things for the Lady Tigers.
Lexi Harmon gets it down low to Haney. Haney spin move in the lane. Yes.
How did she get that pass? That's great look. Able to get the ball. Haney puts it up. It's a 1-point ball game, my friend.
She threaded the needle to get it down low to Haney. Fantastic pass that time. And now Eminence, do they have an answer? A 1-point advantage here. Shot up, no good. Fought for it. It'll come back to the Red Wings. Nichols with it, gives it to Turner. Turner's jump shot, no good. Rebound pulled down by Walnut Grove. Here come the Lady Tigers. Can they get the lead back? Harmon almost has it poked from behind. Another quick feed to Haney. Count it! Haney back-to-back buckets, gives him the lead.
Great look there on the pass. Came across, saw the opening in the lane, and got it to her.
A three-pointer would quiet the crowd here, but no good. The Walnut Grove Lady Tigers are finally getting to do what they want to do. They're running the floor. Coach Rory Henry calls out another play, and just like that, they back off the gas again here. A little change of pace. We'll get a timeout called by Coach Henry.
Yeah, Coach, you wanted a timeout. You know, and I'm not sure if it's by design, if they're picking their spots when they're going in transition or not. But what they're doing right now is they're getting some shots to finally fall for them. And that's the big thing. And we'll look at these last couple possessions that Walnut Grove has had. And bringing it around, nice pass. And once again, how she got that pass, thread the needle, able to knock it down is Kirsten Henny. And then all of a sudden, you get another great look as well the next possession and able to pull it over. And Coach Henry's got to love what his kids are doing. They've stayed the course. They haven't panicked. They were down by as much as 7 in the early third quarter.
Carson Haney, 6 points and 6 rebounds in this game. None bigger than the last 2 baskets for the Walnut Grove Lady Tigers. If you're Coach Jeff Williams, you know you've got 5 seniors. But what are you telling them out of this timeout? What do they have to adjust now after this comeback by Walnut Grove?
It's not so much adjustments. It's confidence that you've gotten to this point. You know you can knock the shots down. We just got to get a few better looks. If you continue to do that, you're going to be fine. But the big thing is no second chance opportunities. Walnut Grove's got to be a one-and-done team right now. One shot, rebound, and let's get in the offense.
Harmon backs it up. Heather now comes for the balls. Lexi goes to the left side. Adams now with it. Drives the lane. They feed Haney again. She doesn't get the bucket to fall, but she does draw the foul, and Carson Haney is doing yeoman's work down low right now for the Lady Tigers.
Carson Haney is a name that you really don't talk about. Big thing is she's a sophomore, 6'4", 6'4", scoring on the year, but really is doing a nice job and stepping up big.
Can the Walnut Grove Lady Tigers hold on? It's a 1-point advantage over Eminence.
Agents, what did we learn here today?
That lint balls are extremely flammable.
Well, yeah.
And that 15,000 dryer fires happen every year. That's why it's important to regularly clean and inspect your vents.
Correct.
Where did you get that?
I built it.
We are insurance.
We are farmers. Bum ba dum bum 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 bum.
The MSHSAA State Championships of High School Basketball are brought to you by our great friends at Farmers Insurance. We are farmers.
Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Your musical interlude brought to you by our friends at Farmers Insurance. And tell you what, there is nothing funny about the game we've got going on here. Walnut Grove, 1-point lead and the ball. A Class 1 girls title on the line. 3 minutes, 20 seconds to go. High pass that time over the outstretched hands of Carly Koneman, and an empty possession again, partner. You can't have turnovers when you're protecting a 1-point lead.
Unforced turnovers are not what you want in this part of the ball game. You got a 1-point lead. You got to make it count. And right there, Walnut Grove turns it over.
Turnovers haven't been a huge storyline. 14 for Walnut Grove, 12 for Eminence. Walnut Grove, though, gets the turnover right back. Harmon loses the handle on it at midcourt. She's able to collect it. Under 3 minutes to go here in this one. Lexi Harmon on the move. She's guarded by Williams. She gets it back to her cousin Heather. On the drive, in the lane, she dribbles it off her foot. and Courtney Coulter is there to take it away.
You've got to get the ball in Kelsey Williams' hands right now and let her go to work.
They did. Now they bring it back outside. 3 ball on the way. Coulter, no, short. Rebound to Lexi Harmon. Lexi Harmon with 9 points and 5 boards. A great afternoon for that young lady. And the sophomores are trying to put it to the seniors here. Traveling's the call. Heather Harmon can't believe it.
Coulter's shot looks a little bit flat right now. She's not getting elevation on it, and it's coming more at a straight line angle than getting a nice arc on it. And you know what? I attribute a lot of that to it's the end of the season. These kids are tired. But you know what I say the other way? They're kids. They can do this kind of stuff.
Listen, in the hallway earlier today, I heard Heather Harmon and the other Lady Tigers after their shoot-around, and she said, I don't want basketball to end. I'll be ready to go to practice tomorrow. And she's showing it right now on the Norm Stewart court. The takeaway, under 2 minutes. The pull-up, Jay, no. The ball's out of bounds. It stays with Walnut Grove.
Yeah, they're doing a great job attacking. What we've got to get on the other side for Eminence is you've got to attack. You've got to get it in Williams' hands. She's the one that got you to this situation. She's your best player. Get the ball in her hands and let her go to work.
Eminence defense really gearing up now. And it forces Rory Henry to have to burn a timeout here. Each team with 3 timeouts apiece as we've got 1:46 to go. We have got so much more basketball. We're only at the halfway point of what we got on tap for you today.
We're coming up on halftime of our coverage.
That's right.
3 down, 3 to go. You see Drexel and Scott County Central coming up. That's going to be a great boys game with Neil and with Coach. And then you and Coach will have Mount Vernon and Stockton, and just going to be a great Class 3 girls game. And then me and Neil will wrap the festivities up tonight with the defending state champs taking on Charleston.
The nightcap, sometime after 8 o'clock, we'll see. But I tell you what, that Mount Vernon and Stockton girls game, I'm excited about. Southwest Missouri basketball being extremely well represented this weekend. You see Walnut Grove and you see Eminence. Turn back around and have Stockton and Mount Vernon. There's a lot of good basketball being played down on that end of I-44.
Well, you know what, though? You look down 55 to the Boot Hill, and we're going to talk a lot about that with Charleston, Scott County Central. Earlier on, you had Billings. I mean, just some great basketball around the state. This is a fun weekend because you really don't talk a lot about the big schools in KC and the big schools in the St. Louis side. You get to see some of the smaller schools and how they can turn it up and play basketball.
Well, it's still 33-32. It's a 1-point advantage in the ball. Harmon covered by Williams, and it's getting ready to be a street fight. Williams bats it out of bounds. 2 of the best point guards you're going to find in high school basketball going at it, the senior and the sophomore.
They're going to get after it right now. I know Williams doesn't want this thing to end on the wrong way for Eminence, so she's going to do everything she can to make sure they get the victory.
Lexi Harmon trying to dribble in. The ball knocked away off the hands of Heather Harmon. And another collision underneath, and Williams goes to the ground. A lot of respect, too, Jim, between these two programs. When they played earlier in the year, they knew there was a chance they were going to see one another down the road to the Final Four.
Oh, without a doubt. And it's 2 of the top programs in the state in Class 1.
Eminence, a huge opportunity here. 1:20 to go. A chance to retake the lead or tie. Williams fights through and it rolls in. It's set on the backboard before it went down and flipped the lead back to the Red Wings, 34-33.
She willed that shot to fall forward, fought through 2 defenders, put it up, and it just hung and fell.
I thought it was going to stay on the back for a minute. Haney now tied up, and Rory Henry burns another timeout. Impressive defense now by Eminence as they're frustrating the Lady Tigers.
Well, they're frustrating them for one way. They're face guarding right now. They're not playing your typical defense to where when you're coaching kids, you typically say, me, you, ball, okay? So it's going to be the person, then me, then the ball. Well, here's what they're doing. They're flipping it around, and they're basically putting their nose in their belly, in the defender's belly button, and what they're doing is, we're going to face guard you, we're not going to let you touch the ball, and we're going to deny. And that's what they've got to do defensively right now, is turn that up, face guard, and not let them get touches. That's going to be the key here to the last minute of the ball game.
Well, we're going to see a lot of excitement here in the final 56.9 seconds. It was only a year ago in this floor that it was Exeter and the Marion County Lady Mustangs going at it for a MSHSAA state championship. That game, not a whole lot different than this one. A 1-point win for Marion County, 52-51. So another 1-point game on tap here to decide bragging rights for the girls' Class 1 crown.
You know what? If you don't have an opportunity to watch Class 1, Class 2, and Class 3 basketball very often, this is what it's all about. And this is where you just love watching these kids get after it.
Walnut Grove gets the ball inbounds. They've turned the ball over 4 times on their last 4 possessions. Again, time for somebody to step up. Will it be Harmon or will it be, in this case, Kaylee Adams? A great drive that time by the senior. And we talk about the sophomores, the 2 Harmons. This is a senior now for Walnut Grove. Jimmy saying, I'm not done yet.
Kaylee Adams got hurt earlier in the game, coming off of, she got, tried to get underneath for a block charge and got hurt. Sat down for a little bit, came in, and she says, nope, I'm going to take it to the house right now, and let's make it work.
Shooting almost 64% from the free throw line. A huge free throw there. We're knotted up at 34 apiece. The Walnut Grove fans go silent. Adams spins the ball. She's money. She makes them both. The 1-point edge back to the Lady Tigers. 45 seconds to play.
Jeff Williams has 3 timeouts left. He can go to the bank if he needs to.
3 ball on the way for Coulter. No, it's short. And Heather Harmon with a huge rebound. A 1-point lead in 30 seconds. Lexi now with it, and she gets hit at midcourt. Coulter and Williams come to her, and you see the 2 cousins talk to one another here at the middle of the floor. Lexi Harmon's going to go to the line. Watch here, they almost ended up in our lap.
Yeah, great job once again. Tried to get the double team. Harmon able to dribble over. She's going to step to the line. She's a 61% free throw shooter.
We told you when the day began that Walnut Grove won their semifinal game at the free throw line. That one no good. An important miss now. Williams pushing the tempo. The 1-point advantage. The free throw line may decide another state championship game here after the Harmon miss. Williams goes down. Jeff Williams calls the timeout.
And that's smart, and that's in a nick of time because very close to a travel call or a 5-second call on the double team. He was wondering to wait and see if he was going to let it go and see how long it was. I was surprised kind of that he didn't call it once they crossed half court.
Well, I didn't know if he was waiting to see if there was going to be that or waiting to see if there was going to be a foul call because quite a few Lady Tigers on top of Williams at that point in time. You know, though, coming out of this timeout, it's going to be 22.
Oh, no doubt.
That takes the ball to the rack.
Biggest thing you can do right now if you're Jeff Williams is you're drawing up a player, you're dialing up a set piece that basically is going to get Williams coming off the screen, get the ball into her hands, and you know what? I'm attacking the basket. I'm going to go through 2, 3, 4 people, and I'm going to get to the basket, and we're going to see what happens. And that's what they've got to do. Now, you could go the other side of things, and hey, Courtney Coulter's been very quiet in this ball game. She's knocked down 64 threes. She's still a great shooter. Maybe what they do is they decoy Williams and they put the ball in Coulter's hands. Very interesting. Not sure, that's why, once again, I'm sitting over here and he's over there in the hot seat right now.
Well, this Walnut Grove Lady Tiger team earlier this year, they didn't take a soft road to the finals. You look at their record, 26-5 ago, 5 losses. Look at who they played. They took on the Class 4 state champions this year, the Republic Lady Tigers. They took on Montrose, who's played in the Final Four the last couple of years. And now they're going up against Eminence for the 2nd time this year. Does Williams have one more bucket in her? 10 seconds, the drive, and the foul call before the shot.
And that's okay because they got fouls to give. Walnut Grove, that's going to be, I believe, their 16th foul, so they had one to give right there. Nice move by Coach Henry.
Lexi Harmon, though, Jim, picks up her 4th foul, so she now can't foul again, and Rory Henry is going to take his final time out of the game here to go over what's going to go on the inbounds and what their offensive set will be on the other end.
Kelsey Williams was setting up the inbounds down on this end. Now, it all depends on what you're going to see Walnut Grove come out in. If you see them come out in zone, you're good with her inbounding because here's what they'll do. They'll do the old hand back play, inbounds, and let her come off of a screen out to the corner and let her go to work. If they go man, I don't know if she's the trigger. I think she's the one that's going to have to be on the outside and try and get a pass and come off of a screen. So the chess match has started. Don't be surprised if we see Jeff Williams from Eminence call a timeout. He's still got 2 left to see exactly what they come out set-wise, if they come out zone or if they come out man, because then he can make the adjustment with Walnut Grove out of timeouts. Interesting coaching scenarios coming up here. Going to see what happens between the two.
I would not be surprised either if they double or triple down on Williams and they leave Courtney Coulter free. She has made some big-time shots this year. We'll get one more look at it here as they're ready to inbounds it. And it looks like Williams will do the inbounds again. Here we go, 7.5 seconds. Into Turner. Turner misses the dribble. She turns around. Shot up, no good, and the foul with 3.2 seconds left will see Katrina Nichols to the line, one of Coach Williams' 5 seniors.
Nice job inside, working hard. Turner able to put it up, kicked it out, and coming up with the back punch is going to be number 12.
Katrina Nichols is only a 28% free throw shooter, but that one wipes all the other misses away. It's a tie ball game, 35 all. Katrina Nichols with one more. She makes them both. Eminence with a 1-point lead. The ball in the hands of Heather Harmon. A half-court prayer will not be answered. And the seniors from Eminence, Missouri are the 2012 Girls Class 1 State Champions. Tears of joy between Coach Jeff Williams, daughter Kelsey Williams, and the other seniors, Courtney Coulter, Katrina Nichols, Marissa Turner, and J.C. Lashley. Their starting 5 went all year long for the Eminence Red Wings. The one loss they had on the season, avenged today against the Walnut Grove Lady Tigers. Congratulations, Coach Williams and the Red Wings. All I can say is wow.
They played an epic matchup earlier this season. We knew it was going to be another great one, but are you kidding me? Somebody that's going to step to the line and shoot 26% coming into this ball game from the line, and she sits there with 3.2 to go and buries not 1 but 2 with the state championship on the line. That's what it talks about. I mean, that's what it's all about here on the big stage in the state championship game in the state of Missouri. That's what you got to do and live in the dream.
Well, it is a championship moment. You'll talk about so many of those in the month of March, but none bigger than those 2 free throws by Katrina Nichols, the senior from Eminence, that make the Eminence Red Wings the 2012 Girls Class 1 State Champions. We will step aside, get ready for the next game, the boys Class 1 game. We'll also come back with some of our thoughts on this one between Eminence and Walnut Grove. It was one for the ages. Back and forth, the battle between Harmon and Williams was great. Drexel and Scott County Central, the boys will be next, and we'll talk to the Eminence State Championship coach, Jeff Williams.
That'll never happen.
I'll never wreck my car.
I'll never roll my truck. Never happened to me. Never. Never. Never.
Never happened to me.
7 out of 10 teenagers killed in Missouri traffic crashes were not wearing their seatbelts.
Never say never. Always buckle up.
Easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Distracted driving. It accounts for 25% of car crashes. Music, cell phones, food, the list goes on.
This is why safe driving is so important.
Correct.
And it's why the best agents help safe drivers get a lower rate.
Exactly.
We are insurance.
We are farmers. Bum ba dum bum 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 bum.
Ears, check. Sunglasses, check. Seatbelt, check. What are you doing? I don't wear my seatbelt. Oh yeah, because only cool people will wear their seatbelts. I'm cool. Check.
Welcome back to Mizzou Arena here in Columbia, Missouri, the Show Me Showdown 2012. Upcoming the Class 1 Boys State Championship, Scott County Central and Drexel. Hi again, everybody. Neil Harwell along with the coach, Rich Zavosic. And we're going to be having a great basketball game for you. Another state title game coming up in the boys' side, Class 1, Scott County Central. It's hold hat for them, isn't it, Coach?
Well, Kenya Wright, 2 straight state titles, going for his 3rd, was also there for a state title as an assistant. Drexel, on the other hand, first shot at it.
Yeah, Scott County Central, they just like to get up and down the floor and run it. We saw that in the semifinals when they won that ball game against Glasgow and moved on. And we'll take a look at those brackets, see how everybody got here. Scott County Central made their way with a 30-point win the other night, but they really pushed the pace. They're not tall. It's like the 6-foot and under league with these guys, but they can really make you have some problems with their pressure defensively.
They get after you 94 feet. They forced 27 turnovers in that semifinal win. They also hit 6 threes, 6 for 17 from the three-point line. Outstanding effort. Drexel, on the other hand, forced 23 turnovers. So both teams do a great job on the defensive end.
Well, we just had a great final in the Class 1 girls game, and we're going to take it back over to the guys that called the game, Corey and Jim. Corey, take it away.
Thanks, Neil, and we're standing here on the North scoreboard. Scored 13 points in the second half to win a state title, but honestly, who cares right now? How happy are you and your girls?
Oh, I'm very happy. I mean, if it was 1-0, that would be the same difference. So I'm very happy with the girls. For the kid that stepped up there at the end, took it to the basket strong, and went and made 2 free throws. I mean, that could be, as I told, was it Kerwin? Yeah. I told Kerwin, I said, that may be a turning point in her life at some point. If she may be able to look back at that as just, as guidance in the way that she had to step up for the team and do that. You never know. So I'm really proud of the kids. I mean, it was a defensive battle. When we played them earlier at Walnut Grove, it was the same way.
Coach, talk a little bit about, you guys like to grind it. You only go 5 deep on your bench. You got your 5 starters and that's it. Walnut Grove loves to push tempo and loves to get you going into a running game. Were you a little surprised that they came out more of a half-court offense, trying to do some different things?
No, they did. They love to push the ball, but when we played them earlier, they didn't want to push against us. We like to push the ball too. So, and you saw we're going to try to get anything that we can, and early we got some. Right. But I feel like that probably we're a little bit faster than them. I mean, they're younger. He's got some great kids. Heather Harmon, Lexi, they're great players along with others. But, I wasn't surprised, no.
How special is it to have your daughter on the floor, senior year, and be able to coach to a state championship?
Words won't describe it. It's really special.
And especially with the group that you've had for 4 years that have made it special.
Well, she's my daughter, but those other seniors, those other 4, I've had since they were in junior high. So they're just like my kids. I mean, yes, I'm tough on them. I make no bones about it. We've had our ups and downs without a doubt. But there's mutual respect, and that's what it takes to have a good team.
Coach, let me ask you something. This is your first state championship with these girls. Which is a bigger deal for you, being a coach with a state championship or your daughter getting her state championship?
Oh, my daughter. Coaching's secondary. The coaches, I may be the poorest coach there was. I don't know. The kids are what make the place, and that gets forgotten in the fun of it. Obviously it's fun to win, and it's not otherwise. But sometimes as coaches we forget that. So you got to have fun out there. But coaching, that doesn't mean that much to me. I just want to see those kids win a state championship and be part of it.
Well, and tell me a little bit more about Katrina Nichols. A player that doesn't have huge numbers in the stat sheet, but obviously standing at that free throw line, the biggest moment of her life. Tell me a little bit about that young lady and how special she is.
Well, to have the courage to go up there and hit nothing but net. She never touched nothing. And we talked about lately about her free throws. Need to step up. She hadn't shot them real well. But go back to the Marion County game, and the Lashley girl and Katrina Nichols made the difference in that game. She was the one that I put on 14, Plunkett, to really shut her down, or we don't even get to this game. So they all play their roles, do their part. That's why they're a good team. That's why they were here playing for a championship.
Coach, trophy case down in Eminence. It's going to have a little bit of company. You guys ready to bring that state trophy back to Eminence?
I'm tickled to death. Whether you know it or not, they've won a state championship in volleyball also this year. So and 6 of my 9 players were on that team. So for them to win a state championship in volleyball and then win it in basketball, that says you got some pretty special athletes.
Coach, congratulations on a great season and a great victory today. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll go ahead and wrap things up here on the floor. Throw it back over to the coach, Neil Harwell. Guys.
Hey, thank you, Corey, and congratulations to Coach Williams and Eminence. And that never gets old, winning that trophy at the end of the year and winning your state title. And how about your daughter being on the team as a senior?
That's what makes it special. It's a true family affair. And, we've seen that so often down here at the state tournament. You've got a special daughter, father-son, father-daughter. All of a sudden, it just takes on a new meaning. But to hear the coach talk about the other 4 young ladies who have been coached by him since 4th grade, that's an amazing feat in itself.
We got something similar coming up in our ball game in just a little bit for Drexel. Father-son combination there. We'll elaborate further when we come back to Mizzou Arena, the Show Me Showdown 2012 Class 1 Boys State Championship game up